This is a mock interview conducted by Forum IAS Academy at New Delhi. The interview panel includes eminent academicians, retired bureaucrats, and other luminaries. The objective of the program is to acquaint the candidate with the format and expectations of the personality test conducted by UPSC.
May I come in, sir?
Yes, please.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Sir.
Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
You call yourself Abhijeet?
Yes.
All right. Abhijeet, you come from Pune or what?
Sir, from Ahmadnagar, sir.
Ahmadnagar.
Yes.
Tell me which famous personality had some association with Ahmadnagar?
Yes, sir. Sir, first famous personality is Pandit Nehruji, which wrote the book Discovery of India during the Quit India movement. So, second famous personality
So,
is...
what was his association with this place, Ahmadnagar?
Yes, sir. Sir, this book written in the Ahmadnagar court when Pandit Nehru arrested during the Quit India movement.
So, he was imprisoned in that
Yes, sir.
Ahmadnagar fort.
Yes, sir.
All right. What else?
Sir, second, it is the Vithalrao Vikhe Patil, which initiated the first cooperative venture in Asia, which started in 1950 in Ahmednagar, sir.
If you had to tell about Pandit Nehru to a foreigner friend of yours, how would you describe him? Maximum 1 minute.
Sorry, sir, I am not able to understand question.
If you had to describe Pandit Nehru
Yes,
to a foreigner friend of yours,
yes,
and that you have to do within 1 minute,
yes.
how do you do that?
Sir, it is first a visionary leader which saw what is the vision for the India in the technological, in the economic domain. So second, it is the centrist policy to take the leftist, rightist at the same time to accommodate all the concerns of all personalities. And third, to strong India through the technological building and through the equally focus on the society building.
Since you have used this word technology twice in this context,
Yes.
what did he do in technology area?
Yes, sir. Sir, first his insistence on the technology, and he famously said that India should not afford to miss in the leap which miss in the previous technological revolutions. So second, they provide impetus to industrial development through especially focus on the heavy industries. So third, they also focus on the nuclear program which is initiated under the guidance of the Dr. Homi Bhabha.
All right. What about a scientific temperament? You did not mention anything about scientific temperament. His emphasis on developing scientific temperament. Second, he said that we are a democratic country, and he was a very highly democratic person.
Yes.
This institution of democracy was nurtured by him.
Yes, sir.
That was his largest contribution.
Thank you, sir.
All right. I also observed that you had passed out from your engineering college in 2015.
Yes, sir.
Thereafter, you worked only for little less than 2 years from 2020 to 2021. What are you doing between 15 and 20?
Yes, sir. Sir, I focus on the civil services preparation only, sir.
All right, okay. So, why did you take political science and international relations and not your mechanical engineering? Because mechanical engineering is also a subject now.
Yes, sir. Sir, first major reason behind it is the convergence of the political science with the general studies and the dedicated essays sometimes in the essay paper also. So second difficulty associated with the mechanical, it is quite difficult to cover entire subject in the 3 month and
But
the
you
revision.
must have studied mechanical engineering for 4 years.
Yes, sir.
So फिर preparation की कहाँ जरूरत रहेगी? If you are done, you have 4 years in mechanical engineering, where do you require preparation? Maybe some brushing up. That is good enough.
No, sir. Here some concerns regarding the educational pattern in the university, which kind of a rote learning. So their focus on insistence on the completion of a paperwork.
Okay, Abhijeet,
Yes.
we keep hearing about metaverse. What exactly is this word called metaverse?
Sorry, sir. I am not able to recall, sir.
Do you have any exposure to blockchain technology?
Sir, I have read about the blockchain
What
technology.
exactly? Suppose you are to explain blockchain technology to your mother.
Yes.
How do you explain it?
Yes, sir. Sir, it is a kind of a rope in which every knot has a kind of a information storage, and each succeeding knots can be traced to the preceding information knot. So if we want to store information along the knot of the rope, then in simply term it as a blockchain. So it is a distributed ledger technology in which information stored along the nodes.
So why do you call it distributed storage?
Yes, sir. For the storage of the information in the blockchain, we require consent of all the stakeholders involved in the ecosystem.
We have been trying to bring fiber for the purposes of bringing connectivity in every nook and corner of the country.
Yes.
There is a big program which is known as a BharatNet kind of thing.
Yes.
However, in spite of all our efforts, we have not been able to provide good, reliable and robust connectivity, especially in remote areas or in the hill areas. There is a new concept called satellite communication, low orbit satellite communication. What exactly is this? And who are the players in this?
Yes, sir. Sir, a major initiative of the Starlink, which has proposed the installation of a multiple satellites in the low Earth orbit. Especially, they propose 40,000 satellites to provide the connectivity in all the remote areas.
So, what are the impediments in this?
Yes. Sir, first impediment is the cost associated with the launching of the so much satellite, like 40,000 satellites. And so secondly, major is the space debris, which may affect the future satellite, especially the sensitive satellites like communication.
The private players figure it out, how they are going to address this particular issue. Why this is not coming into India now? It's taking too much of time.
Yes. Sir, for the to reducing this technologies, so we require the multiple launches in the single launch vehicles. So this reduce the cost. So secondly, we require international cooperation for the capture of the space debris and the situational awareness in the space to enhance our awareness and enhance our sharing of information in it.
My last question. We have brought out 4 labor codes.
Yes.
There was a need to replace the existing 44 central labor laws with 4 labor codes. And how this concept of 4 labor codes would help India to have greater growth and prosperity.
Yes. Sir, regarding the need of the labor code, sir, there are multiple labor laws in the central and the state.
That I have already told you.
Yes.
The idea was to replace 44 central labor laws with 4 labor codes. That I have already told you. You don't have to repeat that. But how is it going to help India to move forward?
Yes. Sir, it provide the ease of doing business as the new provisions like fixed term employment provide
so
the
let's take this only. What exactly is fixed term employment and why is it important?
Yes. So fixed term employment is kind of a temporary employment for the fixed period and assured conditions, service conditions for the employees and the pay scale equal to the permanent employees, but it is only for the temporary period. And as for its importance, it provides flexibility to companies to adjust as per the market conditions. So secondly, it also provide.
All right. Thank you very much. Wonderful.
Thank you, sir.
Abhijeet, you are from Ahmadnagar.
Yes, sir.
So it is named after which personality?
Sir, it is a Nizam Ahmad Shah.
Nizam Ahmad Shah.
Yes, sir.
So he belonged to which dynasty?
Sir, first it belongs to Bahmani kingdom, but after the establishment of her empire, he belongs to Nizam Shahi Sultanate.
Nizam Shahi.
Yes.
Okay. So you have studied in Shivaji Nagar.
Yes, sir.
Right. So Chhatrapati Shivaji was a very prominent ruler. He gave a concept called as Hindavi Swaraj.
Yes.
So are you aware of it? What was the significance of the term Hindavi Swaraj?
Yes, sir. Sir, it is the Hindavi Swaraj in kind of a independent kingdom from the neighboring kingdoms like the Nizam Shahi, Adil Shahi. So secondly, it is also provide the self-government for the Marathi nationalism, which is emerging during the Bhakti movement. So it terms as a Hindavi Swaraj to enhance its independence and to provide independent identity to movement.
Okay, okay, fine. So your optional is political science and international relations. There is a concept called as political economy.
Yes.
What do we understand by that term?
Yes, sir. In the economy, there are multiple influence of the political factors. So, if we study the economy from the political perspective, it belongs to political economy. Suppose in the 1991 reforms, the what major actors play, it is the political factors like the upcoming of the Congress government and the influence of the technocrats like the Dr. Manmohan Singh, which has expertise in the economist. So it influence our policy in the economic domain.
Okay, okay. So Abhijit, do you think that what is happening in Sri Lanka right now is a failure of political economy?
Sir, yes, sir. So to a certain extent, we can blame it is to the political economy. So because there was populist policies like reducing the indirect taxes, populist policies also in the infrastructure domain because lot of infrastructure activities financed through the commercial debt, which is not sustainable in the long term perspective. But yes, sir, to the certain extent, we also focus on the global factors like the pandemic, Easter Day attack, also to the concern regarding the Sri Lanka.
Okay, okay. So Abhijit, in some states in India, we are seeing that there is, whenever elections are nearby, so we see that there is a trend to announce freebies for people, whether it is related to electricity or water or some other facility. So there is an increasing trend of providing freebies. Do you think it is a danger to any state's economy? Because we see that many of such states have high debt levels. So do you think announcing more freebies is actually counterproductive?
Yes, sir. Sir, if it taken as a freebies in the long-term perspective, it is a counterproductive because these freebies are the kind of a affecting the financial sustainability. Suppose we considered as the various schemes like the farm loan waivers, which affects the banking ecosystem and enhancing the NPS in the banking. So secondly, it also affects the major structural factors in economy. Like in the Punjab, we see the lack of proper crop diversification due to the free electricity, irrigation waters.
Okay, okay, good. So Abhijit, you must have read that Honorable Prime Minister is going to inaugurate a PM's museum today. Are you aware of it?
Sorry, sir, I am not able to recall.
Okay. So he is going to inaugurate a museum in the Teen Murti Bhavan, which will be dedicated to all the PMs since independence who have held office. Okay. Yes. So being a student of political science, what do you think is the significance of such a museum?
Yes. Sir, it first emphasize or it may educate our people to contribution of a various prime minister in the nation building. So secondly, it also educate ours to different ideologies, different perspectives of the each prime minister and to build future policies as far as to accommodate all the ideologies in the policy makings.
Okay, okay. Recently, in a district in Mahrashtra, blockchain has been adopted for issuing educational and caste-related certificates.
Yes.
So, which is that district?
Sir, it is Gadchiroli district.
Gadchiroli. Okay, okay, good. So, one of your hobbies is following international affairs. So, how do you exactly follow it? Do you watch YouTube videos or read magazines? What do you do?
Yes, sir. My first focus on the reading the newspapers.
Okay.
Reading the page, the world in the Indian Express, Hindu, and the reading the editorial as far as possible on the major issues. So secondly, I also want to discover the historical background of the conflict, like the recent Russia-Ukraine conflict. What are the roots of its conflict? What are its impact on the India and our society in the short term and long term perspective?
Okay, so as you mentioned, the roots of the current conflict.
Yes.
So, if you can explain in brief, what is the historical perspective of this conflict?
Yes, sir. Many scholars considered it is the eastward expansion of the NATO.
That is not a historical fact, that is a current fact.
Yes.
NATO was formed after the Second World War. So that is a current fact.
Yes.
You're talking
Sir,
about historical roots.
I want to highlight that in the 1980s, Western countries assured that Mikhail Gorbachev to not eastward expansion of the NATO, but from the 12 countries, it is 30 countries currently, especially the former Soviet is the historical reason behind this factor. Sir, a second factor, it is also the Cold War mentality in the NATO itself and is the Russia itself, which fuel this crisis. Sir.
Okay. So, however, the at the time of Cold War, there was a Warsaw Pact as well,
Yes.
which was an association of countries which were aligned to the Soviet Union, but it was dissolved after the end of Cold War period. But NATO was not dissolved.
Yes.
Why did that happen? Why NATO was not dissolved?
Yes, sir. First major reason behind is the dominance of the USA and the emergence of a USA as a single power and its influence. So it not emphasize the dissolution of the NATO. So secondly, also it is the security of the Europe, which is at that time form also European Union. So it is the economic factor also to ensure security. It is not dissolved NATO after the Cold War.
Okay. Thank you, Keshav.
Thank you, sir.
So, continuing on the same issue,
Yes, sir.
where are the Russian and Ukrainian peace talks heading?
Sir, it is the Turkey.
Okay, no, where is it heading? Matlab,
Yes.
what is the status?
Yes, sir. Recently, statement from the Russia. It is the stall peace treaty because of the unacceptable demands from the Ukraine.
What were the demands by Ukraine?
Yes, sir. First demand it is the international security for the security of a Ukraine by guaranteed by the major countries like USA, Canada, Germany. So second also the peace assurance peace from the Russia itself and it's the domestic constitutional acceptance it for this. And so third it is the status on the eastern regions like Crimea, Donbas regions.
Why was Ukraine looking to join NATO?
Sir, first major reason is its security because the Russia's militarization and its concerns for the security, it threatens the security of a Ukraine also. So second, Ukraine also want to be the part of the European Union. So its NATO membership and it may provide impetus to its claim for the European Union membership. Sir, yes, these two reasons.
Okay, all right. What are the developments in Pakistan?
Yes, sir. Pakistan is another in the political crisis, and it also highlights the deep influence of the military on the political affair. Sir, in the upcoming period, it may be fragile political system because it is the coalition of 8 parties and the 4 independent come in the power, which affect the political stability also.
What led to the loss of PMship of Imran Khan?
Yes, sir. Sir, explicitly, as per the opposition member, it is the failure to handle economy, like the failure to bring the Naya Pakistan concept, growing inflation in the Pakistan. But implicitly, it is the conflict between the military and the civilian government, and also the Pakistan's approach toward the Russian conflict and the explicit provocation with the USA, which not liked by the military establishments.
Okay. You also are interested in road safety.
Yes.
What is this traffic forum that you have written? What is traffic forum?
Yes. Sir, it is the organization platform in my college to aware the student about the road safety and the traffic related issue to enhance their participation. And under the platform, various activities are conducted like the debate on the road safety, traffic for parliament, helmet drive, road safety audit in the 4th year of my graduation, sir.
All right. Don't you think there is general disregard for race traffic laws in the country?
Yes, sir. It is generally disregard for the traffic. As per the NCRB report itself, 87% of the road accidents and road death are attributed to the disregard to the traffic, like reckless driving, overspeeding, and driving under the influence of the alcohols, drugs.
Why is it so? Why are people so not interested in following the laws?
Yes, sir. We have to segregate the reason in the 3 E's of the road safety. First E is the education. Poor attitude rather than the poor knowledge about the road safety is the major reason. So second, it is the engineering. Corruption, non-futuristic planning in the road safety planning affects the road safety in long-term perspective, and enforcement also. A lack of a police personnel and the integration of a technology, it's disincentivizes the people to follow traffic rules.
Okay. Is there any road safety authority in states? Or who is responsible for road safety?
Sir, at the district level, it is the road transport organization, that is RTOs. At the national level, National Road Safety Council to advise on the road safety and to provide leadership on the road safety.
Okay. What happened in the India-US 2+2 dialogue? Any key takeaways?
Yes, sir. Sir, explicit commitment that though we have divergence on the Russia crisis, but we have convergence on too many areas. Like defense secretary told that we are ready to reduce India's dependence on the Russia. In the space sector, we have signed agreement like situational awareness agreement in the space. Also has a commitment from the external affairs ministers that the future trajectory and to enhance the global comprehensive strategic partnership to extend to a new levels.
Okay. Last question. Do you think our country is ready for uniform civil code?
No, sir.
Why?
Yes, sir, we have a lot of diversity, and which provisions are incorporated in the Uniform Civil Code is not certain to this step also. So secondly, for the Uniform Civil Code, we require education of the people on the what kind of a purpose Uniform Civil Code would pursue or to want to fulfill. So it is a long-term affair after the educating, but in the short term, it may affect the stability, peace in our country.
What is the basic idea behind uniform civil code?
Yes, sir. Major idea behind is to provide uniform provision about the marriage, divorce, and the property-related affairs in the India.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So I'll just pick up the thread from where sir left. You said uniform civil code is not required. What is the position of Supreme Court in this regard?
Yes, sir. Supreme Court continuously insists on to take initiative to formulate the uniform civil code.
Is Supreme Court wrong there? They have continuously said, they have asked the government many times that what is happening on the civil code front, when are you bringing? So why is the court insisting so much on it if it is not in the interest of the society?
Yes, so Supreme Court's insistence on the ground of a fundamental right, especially Article 14, to provide equality to all the citizens of the country. But as per recommended by the Law Commission, the feasibility and the necessity of the Uniform Civil Code at this juncture is neither desirable nor necessary. But we also to take into account the Supreme Court's judgment in the long-term perspective to initiate dialogue on the Uniform Civil Code.
Okay. So what is your opinion regarding the triple talaq law that was passed by the parliament?
Yes, sir, it is the welcome step in the direction of the women empowerment. Sir, it is also in long-term perspective, it would provide impetus to reform the personal law among the different societies, especially the Muslim communities.
So why not uniform civil code? If this was a welcome step, there are certain other issues, say related to divorce or alimony. Don't you think that if there is a secular law in this regard, it will bring everyone on the same ground and it will empower the women as well?
Yes, sir. So we require definitely uniform civil code, but it require in the long-term perspective. Because
60 years, 70 years have happened. So what is the long-term horizon here? What are we looking at? In your opinion, how much time further, we'll reach that stage?
Yes, sir. After the achieving the uniform literacy and after the enhancing the quality of education and the scientific temperament in our education, future generation would be the ready for the uniform civil code, sir.
Scientific temperament is related to literacy.
It is the quality of a literacy, quality of a education. So it provides the objectivity and the feeling of a community through the good education would provide the scientific temperament in our societies.
Okay, all right. You have graduated in mechanical engineering.
Yes.
Can you tell me the laws of thermodynamics?
Yes. So there are 4 laws of the thermodynamics. Zeroth law stated that if the system A is in thermal equilibrium with the system B, if the system B is in thermal equilibrium with the C, then system A is in thermal equilibrium with the system C.
Got it. Just explain the second law of thermodynamics.
Yes, sir. So second law of a thermodynamics is associated with the heat engine. We can transfer heat from the low temperature to the high temperature by doing work.
Why that happens? Why heat flows only from a higher temperature to lower temperature? Why doesn't, naturally it happens? Why isn't it reversible? What is the fundamental reason behind it? The second law explains that.
Sorry, sir, I am not able to recall, sir.
Okay, all right. You have optional PSIR.
Yes.
Can you tell me difference between democracy and a republic?
Yes, sir. Sir, democracy is the rule of the people through the elected government, especially like the representative government.
Right.
And the republic, it is the no privilege for any section. Like we comparing the England, Britain and the India, both are the democratic countries because there is constitutionalism, protection of the right in both the countries. But India is the republic due to elected head as the president, but it is the monarchy. Constitutional monarchy.
So head of state is elected, that is republic.
Yes, sir.
How about North Korea?
Sir, it is autocracy, sir.
But do you know its official name?
Sorry, sir, I am not able
It's
to.
Democratic People's Republic of Korea. It's democratic and it's republic. That's what they say.
Yes.
So what is the difference?
Yes. Sir, there are some fundamental principles in the democracy.
North Korea, you say, is autocracy. Why isn't it democracy? If officially it says that they are a democracy,
Yes, sir.
what is lacking?
Yes, sir, there are certain mechanisms, their principles to be called any country as a democratic, like the free and fair election conducted by the independent body. So second, it is the rule of the law in the country. Third, it is the choice of the different political parties to provide a different perspective to people to choose from the different ideologies. And the fourth, it is the constitution, written constitution protected by the independent judiciary.
All right. So North Korea doesn't fit in any of these. So
Yes,
why are
sir.
they calling themselves democratic republic?
Sir, it may be due to provide acceptance in the international relations, to provide good relations with some countries.
All right. That's all from my side. I'll pass on to the chairperson now.
Take care.
Thank you, sir.
God bless you.
All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.